Hey guys, welcome back to landdhome and welcome to another video. In today's video, we're going to be tackling 3 very easy, simple home projects that I'm hoping are going to make a big impact or at least help us in some type of way. So I hope you guys are excited for these easy home projects. Let's go ahead and jump right on in because we have some work to do. Recently, I purchased and I put up this kind of agenda calendar situation in a previous video. I will have it linked down below. And one thing I said in that video was I didn't love how the words, since it's on acrylic, are white and our door is white and you can't really see them and it's very, very hard to read. And it kind of just looks like a board with a bunch of like food written on it because this is our weekly menu. So I decided that I was going to tackle this today. I'm just taking it off. This is really easy to take off. You just unscrew those 4 little pegs and it pops right off. I decided to use rubbing alcohol at first because I'm trying to get those words off. So my original plan in my head was to just Cricut like the letters of the week. So like an M, a T, TH, W, you get the point. But it would not come off with rubbing alcohol. So I decided to bust out the acetone. And I have to be really honest about this if you're going to try this on a project. The acetone did kind of mess up the acrylic a little bit. I don't know anything about acrylic. I am just like a crafter that goes by, trial and error. And this was an error, but ended up being okay in the end. So I used the acrylic and it took off the letters, but it kind of left like a weird thing behind. So I had to change the plan in my mind. I could no longer use my Cricut vinyl. So I had to just go over the impression because there was still an impression from these letters. I guess that the acetone rubbed into the acrylic. I'm not really sure how all that worked, but there was still like an impression and you could see the letters and there was like kind of like this veining that kind of like happened from the acrylic. So I decided to just go over it with a black paint marker that I have, a very thin oil-based black paint marker. And that was fine with me. I didn't mind the font. I didn't mind that the full abbreviation was there. I just wanted it to be dark and I was going to do black vinyl anyway. So you can tell right here in this clip, hopefully that the acetone did some things. But for me and my home, I wasn't really all that worried about it. It's not like I'm gifting this. I'm keeping it in my own home and I was perfectly fine with it. And I absolutely love the way it turned out, which I will show you here in a bit. Whoa, oh, oh. Da, 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 oh, oh. Da, 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 oh, oh. Da, 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 da. Making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. 'Cause I missed you so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just... Before I went on there with the black paint marker, I did just use that rubbing alcohol to give the acrylic a good clean. When I was trying to get the letters off, I realized this was actually a good way to like wipe it down and get it nice and squeaky clean because I wanted to make sure my oil-based paint marker went on really well. This one is just from Walmart. If I can find it on Amazon, I will link it down below, but it's just the Sharpie brand. It's the fine tip and it's oil-based. I don't think it really matters because it's on like the back side where no one is touching. This just happened to be the one that I had laying around. And since it was a fresh one, I did have to do the like pump it 7,000 times to get it to start working thing. But once I got it going, it was fine. For the Sunday and the Saturday at the bottom, I had to grab a piece of computer paper because I was having a really hard time seeing that. And I don't know if that's where I just did too much acetone. The other days of the week, I did not need that paper underneath. It was much easier to see. So the Sunday and Saturday are the teeniest bit wonky in the reveal, but still, I love the way it turned out. So I'm totally okay with it. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh. Da, 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 oh, oh.
tree. And I've lit my house with Christmas lights, so you should come back home to me. And when we wake up in the morning, I'm gonna play those carols that you love. We'll be singing.
This menu board has been functioning really well for us. I do wish I would have hung it just a little bit higher, but that's okay. It is still working really well to write all of our food options and what we're having for dinner. And I like it so much better now that I can actually see the days of the week, and so can my family. So they can immediately find, okay, what are we having on this day? So I do love the way this turned out. What do you think? I'm going to be sprucing up this mirror that I absolutely love, but it does need a little bit of attention. I actually got this from my late aunt's house. She just passed away this summer, and I just thought having this beautiful mirror in my home would just remind me of her all the time. I miss her dearly, and I wanted something in my living room that I could see every day that would remind me of my bond with her. And she actually had this in her dining room, and I just thought it would be perfect for our home. So I'm starting by cleaning everything really well. It was very dusty. She wasn't really able to take care of her home at the end there, so things did get a little bit dusty. So I wanted to give it a nice good scrub so that it was all nice and ready for the coating that we're going to be using for it. I almost called it paint. It's not paint. We are not going to be using paint. We're going to be using Rub and Buff actually, but I want to make sure that the Rub and Buff sticks really, really well. And in order for me to get into all like the nooks and crannies, because this is a very detailed, beautiful mirror, I decided to bust out a toothbrush with the little bits of water on it, just so I could get in all of those little difficult to reach spots.
Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. They said, Saint Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack or in my bag, yeah. They said, Saint Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack or in my bag, yeah. Frozen, neck is frozen, catch me rolling, I'm the chosen, snow is falling, Elfie's calling, check my list twice, most of y'all done, sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season, sleigh bells ringing.
Using this toothbrush worked really, really well to get in all of those nooks and crannies. And then I just wiped everything down one good last time to make sure everything was nice and clean. I only used water. I didn't use any cleaning agents, and I did let it dry before I went in with my Rub and Buff. So I'm going to be using this is in the color Antique Gold. And I could not find this at any craft stores. This was that gold that I wanted for some things in our home. And I actually had to order this on Amazon. So I will have it linked down below in case you are interested. And usually you put it on with some kind of cloth or paper towel or something like that. But I'm actually using a paintbrush because this has so many details in it. I wanted to make sure that I got in all of those little crevices. And I did a pretty thick coat because I really just wanted to bring some life back into this piece. But I am going to go in after I'm done coating it, and I'm going to take a paper towel and just rub some of that away because, well, it is Rub and Buff. So you're really supposed to work it into the material that you're using it on anyway. I'm just going to kind of rub some of it away because after I kind of got done, I was like, oh, it's a little too perfect. And I kind of wanted to see some of those imperfections in this mirror come out. Not only was this mirror in my aunt's home, but she did actually get it from someone else before that. So it has lived a really good life in several homes. It was in my aunt and uncle's first house and then in their current house before they both passed away. And it had a previous owner as well that gave it lots of good love. This is what it's looking like originally and then with the Rub and Buff. I love the color and I love that it's brightening it up. But like I said, it was looking just a little bit too bright and too perfect. So I did go in with that cloth to just kind of give it a nice little buffing.
Singing, favorite season. They say, Saint Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack or in my bag, yeah. They say, Saint Nick, what what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks, racks.
We've actually had this mirror hanging up in our living room for a little bit now, and I absolutely love it. It looks spectacular with our Christmas decorations because 'tis the season, but it looks beautiful anytime, and you can see it when you come down the stairs. You can see it from all angles in the living room, and I love to walk past this mirror. It's beautiful, but it also reminds me of my aunt. For our last small home project, we're just going to be working in my son's closet. This closet is exactly the way it was when we moved in. He has some like little shelves here to the side that were here when we bought the house, but he just needs a little bit more storage. So we're going to go ahead and pop kind of like a long shelf up top so he can just put some random miscellaneous things because he does not have a lot of storage in this room. So I just started out by clearing out the things that were going to be in my way. And then I'm going to take this level. I got this level from Harbor Freight, and I absolutely love it. It was pretty cheap. If I can find something comparably priced on Amazon, I will have it linked down below. I will also try to link the Harbor Freight version as well. I'm not sure if everyone has a Harbor Freight, but love this level. Our other one was had seen better days for sure. This level is about the length of the shelf. So I'm just using this to mark the spots where I want the brackets for the shelf to be. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab that bracket and just mark my holes and use a drill bit to drill in. I am also going to be using some anchors, but I'm not using really heavy duty ones. There's not going to be anything really heavy that goes on this shelf. It's just going to be like, you know, extra hats, paperwork that he has for his car, things like that. Stuff that he just doesn't have a lot of room to store like inside of his actual room because he does not have like a dresser or anything. He just prefers to put all of his clothes right here in the closet. So I didn't use super heavy anchors. I would suggest if you're going to be putting heavy stuff on the shelves, like the ones that are in my closet, I definitely use some heavy duty anchors because mine are full of heavy shoes. So I just used some lightweight ones that I think I got from like Dollar General or something like that, but nothing too serious with these anchors. So I'm just hammering those in, and then I'm gonna go ahead and screw this first anchor in, and then I'm gonna be doing the exact same thing on the other side, making my marks for my holes for the anchor, drilling and screwing those anchors in as well.
While the snow is gently falling, we keep busy until late. 'Cause tomorrow keeps on calling, and the red man will not wait. So we better get to move on. Let's bring on the evergreens. Keep the chimney clean, you know what I mean. 'Cause tomorrow is the day. I can hear the sleigh bells ringing, how they're headed for our house. And the radio keeps singing what the season's all about. From upstairs we hear the laughter from the ones that waited long for the socks to fill, but they won't until the birth of Christmas Day.
After my brackets was in, it was time to just pop the shelf on top. I got the shelf from Menards and the brackets. It was super inexpensive, and I did not like drill the shelf into the brackets because, like I said, there's just going to be some lightweight items up here, as you can see, just giving him some extra storage up here where he's able to put things that he wants and kind of just spread out a little bit and just have some more space in his room. And of course, because I'm a mom, and even though my son is 18 and he's an adult now, I did straighten up his closet a little bit, reorganized his shelves on the side because it was looking a little bit crazy, and color coded his shirts. He's not going to care, but it made me feel better when I was already in here. So I just went ahead and helped him out a little bit because it made my brain feel better. And I like to do things for him, even though he is 18 now, because he still needs his mama. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you found it helpful or at least entertaining. Make sure you check out the video and the playlist on the screen. And as always, smash that subscribe button so you can become part of our YouTube family. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.